Hi, I'm Michael, and I don't believe France is a country.
Hi, I'm TJ, and I have to renege on something I said to open a show previously. I did not actually come up with the idea of Star Wars. Mr. Lucas, I'm so sorry. Please don't sue me. We had one listener on that episode, and it turned out it was George Lucas. So I need to take that back to clarify I did not write Star Wars.
But you wrote Howard the Duck, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's all we need to know. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to...
It's still new to us, damn it.
Yay! The new title of the show. We got it right. Hooray.
It's still growing on us.
It's still growing on us, that's true. Welcome to the show. Hope everybody enjoyed our episodes that we just released.
That was for you, Mr. Lucas.
That was, yes. We have just released our first two episodes. Hopefully people are listening to them. If not, please listen to them, because that's what our self-esteem is based off if you don't listen to this episode.
I have nothing in life otherwise.
Yeah, we have nothing in life, okay? We're just doing this
We're
podcast.
communication studies majors. We have nothing.
That's it.
But communication.
Yeah.
Oh, so how are you, Michael?
I'm doing good. It's the Halloween season, folks, if you do not know. Fortunately, we do not have a Halloween episode, unless you want to count this one, even though we're not doing any scary movie, but...
Yeah, we kind of dropped the ball on that, but you know what? Every podcast that does movies does Halloween-themed movies or horror movies this time of year. We're gonna wait until Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. We got to hold that promise now. We got to do scary movies during Easter.
Coming in April, The Exorcist.
Exactly. That'd be great.
So why don't you introduce our movie for the day?
Let's see. Today's movie is Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, released in 1988. Directed by Frank Oz, known for The Dark Crystal, and the remake of The Stepford Wives from 2004, which is terrible.
That's what I hear, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why they thought Frank Oz, perfect. A supposed horror movie about men killing their wives and replacing them with robots to be servants to them.
And they said, hey, let's get the Muppets guy.
Let's get the Muppets guy. Yeah, it'd be perfect. Make it into a comedy, it'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That was
allegory about women's rights. What about... Who cares about that?
Hey, it was Yoda. It's Yoda.
Yeah.
Get Yoda up here.
Yeah.
Again, another character I did not create.
Yes. Okay. Howard the Duck?
Maybe.
Okay. Written by Dale Lorna. I hope I said that right. He wrote My Cousin Vinny and directed and wrote Love Potion No. 9.
Nice.
Yes. The early... Who's that actress? She was in...
Marissa Tomei.
No, that's not it. That's
I've never seen Love Potion. I just
okay, whatever. Sandra Bullock. That's it.
Okay.
Vehicle for Sandra Bullock.
Oh, I do know what movie you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never seen
Stanley Shapiro wrote Doris Day films like The Pillow Talk and Touch of Mink, and Paul Henning, who developed Petticoat Junction and Green Acres. Those classic TV shows.
I like that show.
Yeah.
Green Acres.
I was looking up Stanley Shapiro. I love the photo they have of him on his Wikipedia. It's just him and his sister. He's wearing like sunglasses.
I gotta look this up.
And like
now.
fingerless leather gloves. It's great. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, that is a treat. Everyone,
yes.
go look up Stanley Shapiro on IMDb. That is quite a treat.
Yeah, that was great. Okay.
Incredible.
So the film stars first billing Steve Martin. Surprisingly, I thought Michael Caine would.
See, I was surprised by that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
He gets first. He's first in the call sheet. Steve Martin, known for The Jerk and the Pink Panther films, the remakes.
Yeah, and Cheaper by the Dozen. Although I know that brings up traumatic memories for you, so I don't want to harp on that.
Damn frog, son of a bitch. Second billing, second on the call sheet, Michael Caine, known for The Italian Job from 1969, and Now You See Me, the Magic Hijack film.
And as Mr. Austin Powers' father.
I was gonna do that, but I had to do like bad movies, and I don't think Coldman was a bad movie, even though some people might think that.
Yeah,
But I do love it. I do like it. And Glenn Headley, hope I said her name right, Dick Tracy, and Sergeant Bilko, which also starred Steve Martin.
Oh yeah, I suppose it did.
I guess I could go into Rotten Tomato scores. It had a Rotten Tomato score of 88% critic score and 84% audience score. Box office was $40.9 million.
Now in '88, that's not bad, right?
No, I don't think that's bad. That's like a minor.
Would you say the budget was?
I couldn't find the budget.
Okay.
Okay, so what's this film about, TJ? Why don't you get started on that?
Sure. Well, basically, our synopsis is two con men, the refined, eloquent Lawrence Jameson and the boorish Freddie Benson, clash heads when the Beaumont-sur-Mer commune in the French Riviera proves to be too small for the two of them. They agree to a wager. The first swindler to grift $50,000 from an agreed-upon target gets claimed to the swanky locale, and the other must hit the road. Their mark is American soap queen, quote-unquote, Janet Colgate, who is full of secrets herself. Jameson and Benson push the boundaries of outright depravity as they work to one-up each other, and hilarity ensues. So, yeah, overall thoughts. I thought, first of all, this movie was kind of like two parts. The first part almost had a My Fair Lady type of feel to it, where... So Jameson, Michael Caine's character, Lawrence Jameson, is this very studied con man, very high class, I suppose, highbrow. He's wealthy. He's got a nice estate with his own butler, played by Ian McDermott. We'll get back to that later, because I didn't know he did any other movie roles outside of Star Wars. And he takes the kind of streetwise Freddie Benson, Steve Martin's character, under his wing and buys him all these nice clothes and teaches him, etiquette and whatnot, and even uses him as his fake, little brother. Oh, that was the scene right there.
Yeah.
But eventually they can't stand each other, and so they get in a fight, and it moves to the second part of the movie, which was where the bulk of the fun happens, and they are taking turns trying to con Janet Colgate, played by Glenn Headley, out of her $50,000.
Yeah. The beginning of this movie is a little bit slow, because I'm expecting, I guess I'm expecting that for a minute kind of film. I don't know why, but I was expecting that.
I was too. I think that's fair, though. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
It's
the pinnacle of the Steve Martin movie universe,
True.
In my mind, and that one is a laugh a minute.
Yeah.
So I was surprised. You're right. It did start out a little slower.
A little slow.
But it paid off.
Some little jokes, like when the beginning of the film, we introduce Michael Caine. We don't see his face, but he's basically charming this woman who, I don't know, I think she's from Omaha or something.
Yeah, I believe she was.
She's from Omaha. He is tricking her, thinking he's a prince.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's basically the set. We have to introduce him Michael Caine's character, see what he's like. He's fancy, he's rich, he's debonair, but he can easily trick women into giving him money like that. Okay, so when Steve Martin was introduced, still kind of slow, because he wasn't ha-ha funny Steve Martin yet. He was still doing his, I don't know, he's still trying to introduce his character. Like, he's not the same as Michael Caine as, con men go. He does, small cons,
Right, he's trying to get his next meal.
Exactly, that's how he introduced him, with him going to a dining car, sitting next to a lady, and then convincing them to pay for his meal by his grandma's dying, so he doesn't have any money.
Yeah, and he gives all his money to his grandmother, and he's going to visit her, and she's sick, and the best part is when she says, waiter, get this man whatever he wants, and he orders 5 entrees and 3 beers.
Yeah. Yeah, then the beginning I can just forget about, because it's just they meet each other. Michael Caine tricks him a few times, but he still keeps on coming back, and then the real thing happens when they team up. That's the gold right there. Because then the little brother stuff. The little brother stuff was hilarious. That was great.
My God. Yeah, that was good. What was his name? Do you remember his name?
No, I don't. What was his name? I can find it real quick. Hold on.
Sure. Ruprecht.
Rupert.
Whatever, Ruprecht. Oh my God, that was so funny.
That was great. When he, my favorite part was the dinner scene. He has a cork on his fork, and he has to eat applesauce, and he has a patch.
He has an eye patch, and the cork on his fork was great, so he doesn't stab himself.
Yeah.
And what was the end game there? Lawrence was trying to get him to scare the woman.
The women wanted to marry him, but he didn't want to get married, obviously.
So
he's I'm going to introduce my special little brother, so that way they won't have to marry me.
Oh my God, that was good.
That was good. Okay, so the first one was they go into the bedroom, and he's and he has a pot and pan, and he's just eating all the time.
The dinner scene, though.
Yeah, the dinner scene was good.
Oh, it was great, and it's a funny, like I mentioned Planes, Trains, and Automobiles earlier, and I'm going to talk about that movie a ton on this podcast, or this show as a whole, because it's my top 5 favorite comedies of all time. So that, to me, is the pinnacle of the Steve Martin, like I said, the Martin universe.
True.
And he plays such a good straight man that you often forget how good he can how well he can play wacky characters.
Yeah.
And this is a more wacky role.
Yeah, this is a very solid film. Like, there's no lot of turns or punches. It's just very solid, very solid from beginning to end. You introduce your characters, you set them up how they are, then then the following action happens, and then the film just goes on.
Yeah, it's a great movie to just kind of like turn your mind off. It's not like Kramer versus Kramer where we were talking about themes and you know, this study on the human nature. This was it is just a solid movie. I can't say that it was one of the greatest comedies I've ever seen, but it was certainly good.
Yeah,
it was a downright solid picture. Real quick, I know we talked about this, but this movie was actually a remake of a 1964 movie called Bedtime Story.
Yeah. It was starring Marlon Brando, Shirley Jones, and David Nevin, I believe.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah.
And then, in 2019, it was remade as The Hustle. I didn't realize that was a remake of this, but that one has Rebel Wilson and Anne Hathaway.
True.
My question to you, I wish I could do a Larry King impression, is Hollywood out of ideas?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And then it was also adapted into a musical.
Oh, yeah, in 2004, yeah.
Starring John Lithgow.
I wonder what the original Bedtime Story was like, because I haven't seen like a lot of Marlon Brando films. So
Me
I don't
neither.
know. No. That's it.
I'm sure it was funny, but it is odd because you don't think of Marlon Brando as a comedic actor.
No.
Although I only know him from Godfather and Apocalypse
Do you know
Now.
he did Yellowface?
In what?
I forget what movie. It was in the 1950s. He was trying to be an Asian man.
Nice.
Yes. Way to go, Marlon Brando.
In an ironic way. Nice.
Yes.
You know he didn't accept his Oscar for The Godfather?
No, he did not.
He did not accept it. He did not go to the show because he was boycotting in protest of Native American treatment.
Was he really?
It's a true story.
Oh.
Yeah. Also interesting. Google what he looked like under the makeup in the making of that. He was pretty wild.
Yeah.
But anyway, back on the topic of this movie, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. So they... Part one, like I said, was, the training and trying to groom Steve Martin's character into being his protege. But they end up not being able to share the same territory, and so they make the bet, which is who can grift this woman out of $50,000 first. And this is when we meet Glenn Headley's Janet Colgate.
Yeah. Okay, so the first scene we see Glenn Headley, besides the introduction scene, she's at the poker table, and Michael Caine's like, I got this. This is gonna be simple and easy. When Steve Martin rolls out in a wheelchair and in a Navy uniform, I was like, this is amazing. This is great. This is perfection. This is the most. This is the most Steve Martin thing you could do. Just walk out in a wheelchair.
It's so tasteless.
Yeah.
But in a tasteless way that still is not offensive. I don't know how to explain it. It's just not an offensive thing.
No.
It's just so depraved, and you know exactly what it's gonna. My favorite part of that scene was when he rolls not so subtly in between Michael Caine and Glenn Headley and forces them to move their chairs. And then, of course, he doesn't have cash. Do you remember what he tries to cash or to trade?
His
Medal of Honor. So the story he fabricates is that he has a, it's like a psychosomatic, right?
Psychosomatic, yeah.
Psychosomatic disorder. He
Yeah.
can't use his legs. It's all in his head, and he doesn't know why. And he uses that to try and gain sympathy, of course.
I love it that it's because his fiance was his fake fiance and him were dance partners. And then one day he caught her cheating, and then he just couldn't walk anymore. And then every time he sees anybody dance, he's like, "Oh, the dancing!"
Yeah,
dancing.
He breaks down. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah.
I think the real pleasure of this second half of this movie is just watching them duel each other and kind of one up each other, especially almost when you see it through the eyes of other bystanders who don't realize that they are con men. Like the scene when Michael Caine is dancing with Glenn Headley's character and he keeps smiling and leering at Steve Martin's, and this group of Navy boys is taking offense to this jackass dancing with this girl in front of the crippled guy.
Yeah.
It's so good. Oh, it's
that's good.
Oh man.
It really comes down to the chemistry between Michael Caine and Steve Martin. When we first watched Ishtar, that's that they try to do a straight man, funny man. but it didn't work. This is the perfect example.
Wait, they were trying to do funny man.
Yeah, that shows it can't work, and this shows how straight man, funny man does work in films.
Right.
Yeah. Even though Michael Caine had some funny moments, so he played it off straight as possible.
He's definitely the straight man. Yeah, no question.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Glenn Headley was really good too.
Yeah, she played a perfect ditz.
Yeah.
Perfectly, yeah.
Yeah, she's introduced as this American soap queen, and so they think that she's, obviously like the heiress of a soap company or something.
Especially Colgate.
Yeah, or Colgate toothpaste. Yeah. But eventually they find out that she won a trip to France from a soap contest from a soap company. So Michael Caine's character anyway starts feeling badly because she's, Glenn Headley's trying to help out Steve Martin's character.
Yeah.
And so she's phoning her dad and saying, I need this much money for... Actually, let me back up. So Michael Caine's character is posing as a doctor that can help with Steve Martin's character and help get him to walk again.
Those scenes are hilarious. That's the best part of the movie. Those like 30 minutes of them trying to outdo each other.
My favorite scene in the movie for sure is when he's testing his legs and Steve Martin's sitting in the wheelchair and Michael Caine's acting as the doctor, and he grabs like this I don't even know what it was. It was
like a branch or something.
It was like some kind of branch.
Switch.
Yeah, a switch bait. Yeah, exactly. And he's like saying, do you feel this? And he's tapping it nicely. And how about this? And he just progressively hits his legs harder. And it's just a scene you have to watch for yourself. Yeah. It's great, Steve Martin, and trying to hold back the pain. But that was the scene that I remember most.
My favorite moment was so Michael Caine's character tells Glenn Headley's character to ignore him. He needs to get in his mind that he can do it by himself. That's what he says. And so when Steve Martin can't take it anymore, it's morning time, eating breakfast, ignoring him. He then pushes himself near the staircase, and then when they leave, he fakes falling down the stairs. And he's trying to crawl into the ocean to drown himself.
That was great when they show him running the wheelchair down the steps while he's yelling. Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Honestly, talking about these individual scenes, it doesn't even do the movie justice.
No.
It is just something that needs to be seen. Everything about this movie just worked pretty well, I'd say.
Even the little things, like when the Navy boys, as you call them, take Steve Martin because they turn on him, and they just you see Steve Martin talking to him, having high fives in the morning, and he's like, "Can you hand me that salmon over there?" And they glued his hand to the wall. And
that was good.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Navy boys, man.
Don't mess with Navy boys.
No, I hear it's kind of a faux pas to pretend to be a military man when you're not one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never.
But I do that all the time.
You do?
That's how I get free stuff at restaurants.
Oh, smart thinking.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I dress exactly like how the Navy boys dress in this film too, like an actual sailor.
I don't know if I want to be friends with you anymore.
Too late for that. There's no one else.
That's true. That's true. When you become a podcaster, folks, you sacrifice everything else in your life. That's true.
I haven't seen my family in about 5 months.
Yes. I always say about podcasting, with great power comes great responsibility. That's something I said first, and it's very true.
Is that in Howard the Duck?
No.
No, it's not in Howard the Duck? Okay.
No, that was Willow.
Willow? Did he do that one? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But speaking of, though, Ian McDiarmid, I wanted to come back to this, is in this movie. It's a very small role, Ian McDiarmid. Famously Emperor Palpatine from the Star Wars saga.
Okay, so what is this Star Wars they keep on speaking of?
It's some goofy little soap opera, science fiction, fantasy thing. I don't know.
Do people still watch it? Is it still popular?
No.
No?
God, no.
Okay.
No, it was a little fad in the 80s, 70s. Okay. But anyway, he played this character, Emperor Palpatine, I believe his name was. And he's just this over-the-top villain. And the actor, Ian McDiarmid, is actually awesome. And I've never seen him in any movie before, so I was very, very surprised to see his name in the credits. And then when I saw him playing the butler, I couldn't help but be drawn to him anytime he was on screen. And frankly, he doesn't do much.
He doesn't do much, but the minutes he does, he
kills him. Kills him, yeah.
especially his and Steve Martin's relationship. That was at the very end. It's like, Steve Martin's like, I'm sorry, I broke your VCR. It's like, screw you.
Yeah, it was good. He was good at the end. You're right about that.
That's true. Okay, so the misadventures happen. Did we talk about how they changed the bet? Because we found out she's not the soap queen of America. She actually won a contest, and she gave away all the money to help Steve Martin's character. So Michael Caine decided to have a change of heart. So now the new bet
the 50,000. Sorry, she did like have her father sell his car. The 50,000 would go toward Michael Caine.
Yeah.
As the quote unquote doctor, that was his fee, and it would thus win him the bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So then they changed the bet to like whoever has, if Steve Martin can have sex with her.
A classic who can have sex with the woman character faster scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, basically who can seduce her first.
So the end of the movie is basically, okay, so Steve Martin's about to have sex with Glenn Headley, and we think they did because she came back when she supposedly left. She came back, she supposedly had sex with Steve Martin, and then Steve Martin won the bet. So Michael Caine's waiting, and he gives her he gives her $50,000 to help out because he thinks that's the right thing to do. She leaves, and then then Steve Martin is arrested by his partner, by Michael Caine's partner, and Steve Martin's like, "What are you doing? Like, why is she leaving?" And I was like, and Michael Caine's like trying to berate him, and it's like, "I didn't do that. Like, I was taking a shower, and then all of a sudden everything left." And then it turns out that Glenn Headley was the con man all along, also known as the Jackal, who was first introduced in the beginning because Michael Caine thinks the Jackal is Steve Martin, but turns out it was Glenn Headley the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then at the end of the film, they hang out a little bit more, and then Glenn Headley comes back with a whole new group of people trying to con them, and then they join forces and then trying to con those group of people, and that's the end of the movie.
And they all live happily ever after.
Yes. If this made any sense to anybody, thank you.
That's what I'm saying. There are some movies that are easier to talk about than others, and it seems like they're the dramas.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine what talking.
It's not that complicated of a movie. It is not.
It's not.
No, it's very straightforward.
Yeah, and frankly, even the twist at the end, I think we both saw it coming. It's not. Oh, you didn't? No. See, I saw her stealing their money. I didn't think that she would be the Jackal.
Maybe a little bit. I saw it.
I saw it coming, but to me, it didn't hurt at all my enjoyment of the movie. This is a very solid movie.
Yeah,
it's one of the solidest movies I've ever seen, quite frankly.
Definitely.
It's so weird. Like, I can't even imagine what talking about Porky's is going to be like.
No.
It is so hard to talk about comedies, I think, in certain regards. At least for me, I can talk about a drama. There's themes. There's motifs. There's certain cinematography cues and whatnot.
Yeah, like bad comedies you talk about because you can talk about how bad the comedy is. It's just like the joke fall flat, like the weird direction of the film. You can do that, but for this, it's just solid. It's just so good that we can talk about the funny parts. I mean, we try to talk about the synopsis and like the story beats of this film, but I don't know, we didn't really succeed. I mean, it's not as worse as Memento, a movie that we did watch and did not record because it was kind of hard to explain. Because Memento is a very hard movie to explain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but. Yeah, it's just a very solid movie. I guess we can just give out the final thoughts now. I mean, I guess...
Sure.
Yeah, that's
Go for it.
So, would I recommend this movie to people? Yes, definitely. This is a very funny movie. Kind of slow in the beginning, but once the hijinks pick up, it picks up big. And you will not forget it. Definitely.
And I'm right along with you, partner. I think it's not only a good movie, it's an enjoyable one. It's kind of timeless in a way. I think there's something there for everybody. I mean, you could watch this with your family, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like, nothing offensive.
I kind of want to watch it with my dad. I want to see this Alamo Sherry point of view.
That'd be a great segment.
Yeah, he'd either say like hilarious, or he'll say this is the dumbest fucking shit ever. Those are his only two emotions with comedies.
Two extremes.
Hilarious, or it's the dumbest fucking shit ever.
Oh, he couldn't hate this movie. This is a good movie.
This was a good one, yeah.
Yeah, I just think I apologize if you wasted all your time listening to us try and explain these scenes and haven't seen the movie. Go watch it.
Yeah.
It's an entertaining movie, and it's one that I think you'll fondly remember.
Yeah, fuck this podcast.
Fuck this podcast.
Fuck this podcast.
Fuck
Don't
George
listen to this
Lucas.
fucking podcast. Watch the movies, damn it.
Yeah, well, you loser. What are you doing
What are you
listening
doing
to us?
listening to us, huh? Huh?
Go
You think we're
outside.
cool? No. Go outside. Kiss a lady, okay?
Talk to a tree. It's all more rewarding than this.
So great. Can you do your best Michael Caine? What's your best Michael Caine?
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
That was terrible.
You do one.
All right.
Mr. Big Shot.
Some men just like to watch the world burn.
Boo.
That's not fair. You've seen probably like a ton of Michael Caine films. I haven't.
I was trying to think of the most, I don't know, the Alfred quote that I could think of quickest anyway.
Well, you do watch The Dark Knight every time you go to the gym, so yeah.
I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Religiously.
Yeah, and I watch The Joker every night before I go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's just get into my little trivia game, and then we'll get to your Red Buttons MVP.
Yes,
You want to do that first?
No, let's get into trivia. I want to play trivia.
Okay, so if you're new to this, I'm going to present 3 trivia facts. But wait, only one of them's a fact, and Mo here is going to guess which one.
Yes.
Now, he is 2 for 2, which means that he's either cheating or I'm really bad at this. So he's obviously cheating. Anyway, fact number 1. Steve Martin and Michael Caine improvised a brief dialogue about the wheelchair-bound Benson's genitals being non-functioning. But when the MPAA threatened a PG-13 rating, Orion executives insisted upon its removal. Number 2. Actor Michael Goff auditioned for the role of Jameson's butler Arthur, which eventually went to Ian McDiarmid. Shortly thereafter, however, Goff earned the role of Alfred Pennyworth, the butler in Tim Burton's Batman, a role Caine would later play. In trivia number 3, the 2 lead roles of Benson and Jameson were originally written for David Bowie and Mick Jagger in mind.
Third one's real.
You son of a bitch, you knew that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I didn't look at IMDb. I looked at Wikipedia. That'd be a fun fact.
Damn it! And I was actually gonna change that. Oh, damn it! I should have changed it.
No. Right now, I'm looking up to see if Dirty Rotten Scoundrels ever became a porn. Let's see. Images. There's nope. I'm not seeing it. I don't see any porn parodies of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Which should
Are you
be
disappointed?
Yeah, I am disappointed.
They would have been on our next episode.
Yeah. I feel like I should make a game called Porn Parody or Not Porn Parody.
You could do that.
Yeah, that's a really great one. I can tell you which films. I can give you like a list of films. Which one has a porn parody? Which one does not?
I can tell you what my favorite one is by name. I'm not a fan of porn parodies. I don't need. You don't
need porn?
I don't need a story anyway. No one needs a story with that shit.
I need a story.
But the most appalling one that I've ever heard of is Playmate of the Apes. That's a real thing.
That's a real.
That's a real thing.
That's great.
God damn you and your Wikipedia reading. All the other trivia bits on IMDb were pretty mundane.
Nothing really bad happened.
Unfortunately, this one very unbelievable.
Swimmingly.
Nobody fighting on set.
Yeah.
Oh, but yes, this movie was actually written with David Bowie and Mick Jagger in mind. Isn't that incredible?
They saw the chemistry in the dancing in the street video, and it's like, we got it.
Have you ever seen that video without the music,
great.
by the way?
It's amazing.
You ever see that YouTube video without the music?
No.
I'll show you afterward.
Yeah,
it's excellent.
Okay, some also more fun facts. Michael Caine was nominated for a Golden Globe for this, but lost to Tom Hanks for Big. And Glenn Headley was named Promising New Actress by the Chicago Film Critics Association.
She was good in this.
Yeah. Also, Eddie Murphy and John Cleese were also considered for this role.
And I read that John Cleese later said he regretted that.
Yeah.
I love John.
We did a Fist Called Wanda, which was awesome.
I have not seen that movie. I know I got to see that
good.
one. I've always wanted to see
good.
that. That's like that and Glenn Ross. I got to watch those soon because I've always wanted to. Anyway.
All right, so my Red Buttons MVP. I didn't put a lot of thought into this because mostly I just forgot. But my MVP, it'd be simple to go to Michael Caine or Steve Martin. But no, I'm going to do a curveball. I'm going to give it to Glenn Headley.
I like the way you think.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Glenn Headley.
I think that you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, she played the role perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did not expect her to do that turn and turn out to be the Jackal the whole time. So yeah, she did a great job playing her character, playing the ditz, and playing like the damsel in distress.
And I should clarify, I didn't see it coming until Michael Caine's character gives her the money
me too.
and
That's
says,
the exact same time.
Then I figured she kind of picked up that they were con artists and was like, well, I'm going to take their money then. And No, I didn't think she was the infamous Jackal.
Yeah.
No, she was great in this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you picked her.
She is the Red Buttons MVP.
I was so ready to suplex you onto the couch over there.
Good.
If you'd picked anyone
else.
Think
physical.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
All right. Well, I suppose we've rambled long enough.
Yeah. We kind of butchered the plot of this film. I don't think anybody's gonna stand this whole thing.
Just go fucking watch it.
Just fucking watch it. Just fucking watch it. But it was a great film. Go watch it. Post it on Instagram or whatever. Let's get this film memed. Somehow meme this film.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Let's get this film back into the 21st century, shall we?
So do we want to pick what we're watching next?
Yes. Okay, so we only have 3 movies left. Clifford, Porky's, or Midnight Cowboy. We got 2 comedies and a drama. So let's see what happens. And we will spin now. Spinny noises, spinny noises, spinny noises, spinny noises. And it's Clifford!
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Charles Gordon and Martin Short.
This is going to be a treat.
This is going to be a treat. So, I guess this is it for now. My name is Michael, and I still don't believe France is a country.
And my name's TJ, and I still don't believe Michael even exists.
Dun, dun, dun. And this is...
It's still New to us, damn it!
And this is Robert Mitchum playing us out. Good night, everybody. Love you.
Bye-bye.